Good evening. Welcome to our online quiz. 4 or 5 minutes until we are ready to begin. Welcome to you who are logged on already. If you can see the chat to the right hand side, maybe you can pop something there and say hello. Tell us who you are, where you are quizzing from this evening. If you can't see the chat, then you're maybe watching it in the embedded bit on the church website. And how would you get out of there? Well, actually, if you're there on the YouTube bit, you'll see a wee section that says YouTube. And if you click on that bit there, it'll open it up in the YouTube page. And then you should be able to see the chat as well. So, welcome to Carol and Marjorie. And hello, Stamford. That'll be Fiona. Welcome to you. And more locally, hello from Ardgour. Hi, Sheila. Good to see you. If you pop something in the chat, I can bring it up on screen for us all to see, and hopefully you won't be shy in putting your scores there as we go along. Okay, couple of minutes to go, and we've got at least 6 teams lined up already, and that's all good. If we've got any fun team names, then do pop those in the chat. Welcome to Mark, who is joining us from Bethlehem. Mark, welcome to you. Sharing in the team with Maureen and Andrew. So 1 minute to go. Welcome to another Friday evening quiz. Goodness, almost 2 years ago, I think it was in the April of 2020 that we had the first of our quiz nights, and nearly every month since there has been one, and enjoyed by many because you keep coming back. So we're in for the usual 10 rounds, 5 questions each. You can have 2 points for a completely correct answer. If you think you were half right, you give yourself 1 point. And if I'm feeling generous and think you've been half right, then you can have 1 point as well. And The usual rule that the Quizmaster's word is final doesn't really apply when you can choose your own score. And you can do just that. Okay, now then, let me get the questions all queued up. Our first round is all about colours. Are we ready for 5 questions on colours? Here we go. Orange coloured carrots started being cultivated in the 17th century. What colour were carrots before then? They haven't always been orange, apparently. What colour were carrots pre-17th century? Which 2 colours are Frisian cows? What colour are Frisian cows? And we're looking for 2 colours. What colour is the liquid known as blood plasma? Blood plasma is what colour? What colour is mixed with blue to make purple? And the final colour question in computing. Which colour would be represented as 00FF00? Okay, so how did you do in that round there? Will it be Maisie's Muppet? Will it be Bethlehem in Scotland? Will it be, who will it be? We'll find out when we get some answers. And the answers we were looking for are purple carrots, pre-17th century, orange carrots, a very modern thing. Black and white for Frisian cows. Blood plasma is yellow. And you would add red to blue to make purple. And the computing question, RGB, the G for green in the middle, and if you've got that at the highest value possible, FF, it's going to be solid green. So how did you do there? Let's see some answers. Don't put the answers in the chat. No, that spoils it. But you can pop your scores there. And if we get some scores, not sure how much of a time lag we have tonight. Sometimes it's a bit longer, just depends what the internet is feeling up to. Not seeing any responses coming in yet. So we're going to press on with round number 2, which is all about music. Music for round 2. And the first question, which musical major scale has 3 sharps? Which musical major scale has 3 sharps? Question 2, NME is the world's longest running weekly music magazine. But what do the letters NME stand for? We pause there while I muted the microphone and let the phone ring. Um, what is what is the first note on a standard 88 key piano keyboard? What's the first note on a standard 88 key piano? Which British group was the first to have their first album enter the US charts at number one? Which international pop star took her name from a song by the group Queen? One, two, three, four, five. Five questions on music. Okay, we've got some scores coming in now. So after round one, we had a 6 from Sheila, 7 from Carol. Oh, so there was a half answer there. And Maisie's Muppet, also known as Fiona, 6 out of 10. It's a start indeed. But making a clear lead, methinks, from the beginning. There's Mark coming in with a 9 out of 10. Ooh, another half mark or another half right answer there. Okay. Oh, I'm sure you'll do well tonight. And Wonderful start. Yeah, yep. Okay, we'll go to the answers on the music round. We were looking for A. The major scale of A is the one with 3 sharps. And then NME, New Musical Express. And a standard piano with 88 keys begins on an A. One Direction was the first British group to have their first album enter the the US charts at number one. One Direction, the answer we were looking for there. And Lady Gaga took her name from the Queen song. So that was round two on music. You've now got a score out of 20. And if you pop your scores in the chat, we will let everyone will know. Okay. Fiona telling me that she sent in her score at 1905. So that was I'm now not seeing when it was that you told us that you were at 6 out of 10. Yeah, it seems to be running, I think, a little slowly tonight. So I won't wait for um, for scores coming in. Oh, we're getting some scores out of 20 popping up just now. Um, oh, Mark's dropped a wee bit to 15 out of 20. Carol at 13. Oh, there's an oh dear, 7 out of 20, 9 out of 20. Um, okay, let's go to round number 3, which is all about games and toys. Games and toys. When playing the original version of Angry Birds, what type of animal do you have to aim your birds at? Angry Birds. Some of you have played that on a computer or an iPad or a tablet. What were you aiming your birds at? Which children's toy was named after the American President Theodore Roosevelt? Which children's toy got its name from Theodore Roosevelt, American president? In which board game are an iron, a dog, and a boat traditional playing pieces? What colour are the playing pieces in the game Connect 4? And in chess, which is the only piece that can never move backwards? So that was round 3 on games and toys. And I'll give you a moment just to catch up with your answers there. And then I'll tell you the right answers. Are we ready for some right answers on games and toys? The first answer we were looking for is pigs. Pigs. In Angry Birds, the birds were being aimed at the pigs. The teddy bear, after Teddy Roosevelt. Um, and then Monopoly for the iron, the dog, and the boat. Yellow and red are the playing pieces that you're trying to connect 4 of in Connect 4. And in chess, the only piece that can never move backwards is the pawn. Okay, so scores out of 30 now. How are we doing? Scores out of 30. So let us know what you got out of 10 on the toys and games round, and then your total out of 30. We're going to current affairs now. Current affairs round. Lots of terrible things happening around our world. And we're seeing lots of blue and yellow in support of Ukraine. Blue and yellow are the colours in the Ukraine flag. Which one is at the top? What's the name of the president of Ukraine? Full marks for a first name and a surname. Extra kudos if you spell it perfectly. What's the name of the president of Ukraine? Which company has been in the news recently over no notice sackings of 800 members of staff? According to BBC reports today, one in how many Scots had COVID last week? Was it 1 out of every 11 or 1 in every 21? A competition to find a name for the polar bear cub born in December at the Highland Wildlife Park has ended, and the bear now has a name. But what is it? And that was your 5 questions on current affairs. And just before we go to the answers, we'll catch up on what's being said there in the chat. Mark on a 25 out of 30. Fiona with a 9 out of 20 for, that would have been for round 3. And Sheila saying only 4 again, 14 total. Jean Christie, 6 for a 13 out of 30. I think this is called a fail. I don't. But if you must call it a fail, remember that fail stands for first attempt in learning. And Fiona, who doesn't play chess, got the pawn bit right. Good. Okay, we're going to go to some answers on the current affairs round. And the first answer is blue. The blue bit is at the top of the Ukrainian flag. And the name of the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky with a double Y. So 1 point for first name, 1 point for surname, extra kudos if you got it all spelled correctly. P&O Ferries has been in the news over the 800 sackings without notice. Last week, according to the BBC, 1 in 11 people, almost 10% of the Scottish population had COVID. Maybe some of you who are on the quiz this evening. And the polar bear born in Aviemore at the Highland Wildlife Park in December now has a name, and the name is Brody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 answers to 5 questions. That was round 4. So we're now at scores out of 40. As we go into the animal round. The animal round. Okay, where are butterflies' taste receptors? Where are butterflies' taste receptors? On their feet, their wings, or their antennae? Which animal can close its nostrils during a sandstorm to keep the sand out? In the novel Life of Pi, what kind of animal is Richard Parker? The character Napoleon in George Orwell's Animal Farm is what kind of animal? And a final what kind of animal question. In Charles Dickens' novel Oliver Twist, what type of animal is Bullseye? So the answers for our animal round, we were looking for feet. That's where a butterfly's taste receptors are, surprisingly. And a camel. A camel can close its nostrils and so keep the sand out. In the Life of Pi, Richard Parker is a tiger. Napoleon, a pig in Animal Farm. And Bullseye was a dog. Fagin's dog, if I remember correctly. Someone will keep me right on that. But Bullseye was a dog. Um, so that was round 5. So we're halfway. We are halfway. Okay, the next round, round 6, is the England round. Okay, and the first question is spelling mistake, which Tudor warship can you visit at Portsmouth Historic Dockyard? Which Tudor warship can you visit at Portsmouth Historic Dockyard? Born Anna Maria Grossholtz in Strasbourg in 1761, she opened a museum in London, still popular today. What's it called? Yeoman warders guard the crown jewels at the Tower of London. We're doing well in the spelling mistakes here. Um, too much auto correcting going on. What are the warders more commonly known as? St. George is the patron saint of England. When is his saint's day? Which is further north, Leeds or Manchester? Okay, so we'll go to the answers for the England round in just a moment. But first of all, I can let you know I was right. Um, well, Jean thinks I was right in saying that. Oh, no, it's not part of the quiz and it's not up for points. Jean's agreeing with me it was Fagan's dog, and Sheila is saying it was Bill Sykes' dog. And I have a funny feeling Sheila's right. Oh. And Jean thinks that Sheila's right. Haha. Okay. Um, okay. Um, that comment was nice for a wee moment while it lasted. Um, um, Sheila, well done for a 10 for that round. And yeah, Fiona, haha, spell checking on clergy keyboards. Yeah. Um, we don't do warships, we do worship. Yeah. Okay, we're looking for some answers to the England round, and we were looking for the Mary Rose, the Tudor warship that you can visit at Portsmouth. Madame Tussauds. Madame Tussaud was born Anna Maria Grossholtz. And beefeaters. Beefeaters are the warders that guard the crown jewels. 23rd of April, St George Day. And Leeds is further north than Manchester. So we're now at scores out of 60 after round 6. Round 7, I call Around the World. And you can tell me how many American presidents' heads are carved into Mount Rushmore. In which continent would you find over 90% of the world's fresh water? Is it Antarctica or Asia? Where would you find over 90% of the world's fresh water? The highest uninterrupted waterfall in the world is Angel Falls. In which country would you find it? In 1951, British mountaineer. I was taking advantage of the what normally is a very accurate audio dictation into the into the iPad as I was putting together the questions, and thought I had checked them all. The British mountaineer Eric Shipton found a trail of what on Mount Everest? In 1951, British mountaineer Eric Shipton found a trail of what on Mount Everest? El Azizia is often referred to as the hottest place on earth. In which country is it? Australia, Mexico, or Libya? And that was around the world. That was round 7. And we'll go to the answers there. And we were looking for 4 presidents' heads. Antarctica has 90% of the world's fresh water. Venezuela is where you would find Angel Falls, the highest uninterrupted waterfall. In 1951, Eric Shipton found a trail of giant Yeti footprints. And Libya is where the hottest place on earth is said to be, at El Azizia. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The next round is innovations and inventions, but before we go to that round, let me say that in each of these monthly quizzes, I have often drawn attention to a particular good cause that you may wish to support. Those of you who are enjoying this live or maybe watching the recordings. And I have to say to Mark and Sheila and Marjorie and others who have been winners, there's usually somebody who watches it after the event and then lets me know that they actually got a higher score. But the winning is not what is important. The having fun along the way is what matters. And yeah, tonight, well, it really is a bit of a no-brainer in thinking on the good cause that is worthy of our support, as our thoughts and our prayers continue to be with all those in Ukraine and those who have fled from it. And at the link aksm.org.uk/offerings, there are details about how you can support the local congregations here. But more importantly, there is information about how you can support some of the Ukraine emergency appeals, including the Church of Scotland appeal, which is in turn supporting the Reformed Church in Hungary, who are able to be offering very real, tangible, hands-on support at the Ukraine border. And already over £100,000 has been transferred from the Church of Scotland to the Reformed Church in Hungary, our sister denomination. And so at that link, you will find information about how you can support that. And if you are around the congregations locally, there will be on-site worship on Sunday at Strontian at 10 o'clock and at Ardgour at 12 noon. And on both those occasions, if you didn't have the opportunity last week, there will be a retiral offering which will be in support of that appeal. Our next round is innovations and inventions. What innovation first appeared on a pack of Wrigley's chewing gum? Was it a best before date or a barcode? What was it that made its first appearance on a pack of Wrigley's chewing gum? Alfred Nobel set up the Nobel Prizes, which are awarded every year. But before he did that, what had he invented? Which artist is believed to be the first person to have designed a helicopter? Who designed the first commercially practical incandescent light bulb? In 1903, an aeroplane constructed by two brothers made the first ever powered flight. What was their surname? And we'll go to the answers there. Barcode. A barcode made its first appearance on Wrigley's chewing gum. Dynamite was invented by Alfred Nobel with a capital N. Leonardo da Vinci, in some of his drawings, had designed a helicopter. Thomas Edison designed the first commercially practical light bulb, and it was, of course, the Wright brothers who came up with the first powered flight. Okay, now where are we at? Was that round number 8? I've kind of lost track here. And what I'm also seeing is an update from Carol telling us that the Church of Scotland appeal in support of the Hungarian Reformed Church now stands at over £175,000. We have somewhere in the teens, I think, teams watching, so you can get it up to 200,000. Every contribution will make a huge difference. So yes, we must be on round 8 just now. No. Yes, that must be round 8. The last scores. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, Carol with a 65 out of 80. Fiona with a very respectable 47 out of 80. Sheila on a 51. Jean on a 48 out of 80. Excellent. Okay, so we are now on round 9. And round 9 asks, how are they better known? How are they better known? Tenzin Gyatso. You've heard of him, but maybe not by that name. Tenzin Gyatso is better known as George Mario Bergoglio is better known as Madonna Louise Ciccone is better known as Harry Roger Webb is better known as Maurice Micklewhite is better known as five folk. You've heard of them all, but did you get the answers right? So that was round 9. One more round after this one. How do you think you did there? Pop some of your answers in the chat, just for fun, just before I tell you the right answers. Okay, we'll go to the right answers now. Tenzin Gyatso is better known as the 14th Dalai Lama. George Bergoglio is Pope Francis. Madonna Louise Ciccone is known simply as Madonna. Harry Roger Webb is Sir Cliff Richard. And Maurice Micklewhite is Michael Caine. How did we do there? Jean was sure about Cliff Richard. Fiona wasn't about Tenzing. Cliff Richard. So we've certainly got some points going on there. Okay, the final round is a bit of potluck. And the first question is, in our solar system, which planet is nearest the sun? Which planet is nearest the sun? What is the aurora borealis more commonly known as? Who was the second person to walk on the moon? Second last question in the quiz. Which animated film released in February 2014 features a character named Emmett? And the final question for you. Which famous fictional character lives at 22 Windsor Gardens in London? And just before we go to the answers, yeah, a few folk caught out with Tenzing. um, and Fiona rightly says, it's easy to mix up the Dalai Lama and Sherpa Tenzing. Um, and Carol wondered if George, I've forgotten how to pronounce his second name now. Not Pele, but the Pope. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's go to the answers to give you your last 10 points. And we're looking for Mercury and the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. Buzz Aldrin, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, second person to walk on the moon. The Lego Movie was the February 2014 animated film featuring Emmett, and Paddington Bear lives at 32 Windsor Gardens in London. So, final scores out of 100. Do pop your scores in the chat and we'll see how you are all doing. Yep, a few images now of the Dalai Lama climbing Everest and seeing Yeti footprints. Okay, how are we doing for scores? um, 87 out of, I shouldn't have gone for what probably will be the top score. I think you're all frightened to put your score in. Well done, Fiona. 55 out of 100 is indeed a pass. A fun, honourable pass. Whatever you scored, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing in our online quiz. And there'll be another one on the last Friday in April. Until then, have a good rest of Lent. Happy Mother's Day to those to whom that applies for Sunday, and continue to pray for good things for our beautiful world. For those who are suffering, fleeing from home, for those who have lost loved ones in Ukraine, to COVID, to all kinds of suffering and illness and evil in our world. And if you can, and maybe you have done already, been able to support some of the appeals for supporting those in Ukraine and those who have had to flee the place they called home. Good night. God bless you all. Bye. Same time. same place last Friday in April. Good night. God bless.